Okay, there are two support processes that are under definition. The support process for the infrastructure owners joining the FIWARE Lab Federation, and the support process for the developers, or the end user, let me say this way. For infrastructure owner, there are three levels of support, which are the methodological support, the shared deployment support, and the full technical operational support, which I will explain in detail. The methodological support is like the basic service. So it's like so it's based on the documentation, on the information that is available on the wiki, and the documentation, that the guidelines that are published, and the federation provided to the infrastructure owners, so they can deploy the cloud on their node based on these guidelines. There is a minimum of support on this topic, but the most of the work must be ensured by the node. Okay, that's for you. And this is typically the offer is going to be proposed for the third-party nodes. Okay, and then there is a shared deployment support, which is in which the work is shared between the XIFI project and the node who is willing to integrate the FIWARE Federation. This can be okay, for third partners, the private clouds, or other participants. It depends on the conditions of the agreement that is being signed. This is usually also provided to FIPPP member nodes or infrastructure or full member nodes. Then there is the full technical operational support, which is in which the project or the deployment is coordinated by the XIFI by XIFI project. Globally, I will say this is the support accord for the full members, and I think most of you are from OpenCall are on this kind of support, on which we are addressing a plan, providing you all the information for driving the deployment. We need anyway help from your part to deploy actually the nodes, and you are free to adjust to what you think is required on your architecture. From the FE developer's point of view, the level of support is has another approach. It's just there will be the levels we are going to see in deep. First thing they have to check is the documentation. Okay, when we have an issue, first thing we check what is if the documentation of the API of a certain generic enablers or so on answer. Then there is a minimum of analyzing that should be done, or not just okay, this is not working. And then if any of the first two levels doesn't work, we open a ticket and we will see what can be done from the point of view of the experts from the FIPPP program, because the support is not ensured just by XIFI, but it's also ensured by FIWARE members and the developers of all the generic enablers and specific enablers. And also, as clarified Federico, by the infrastructure owners, because sometimes the things are not working because the infrastructure is not working. Happens. So, how works the support, which is the first part, and the one that maybe interests you at this moment. Okay, well, let's start. Let's put it where you are one of the joining node owner, and you find an issue that you think is related to the joining the federation. Okay, the first thing is going to be done is by the support manager is to decide whether this is really an issue related to the joining the federation or not, because maybe you are asking for an evolution or whatever can be, and if it is not, the request is not going to be taken into account. If so, if it is think that the request is valid, it's going to be identify the type of the request, and it's going to be identified also who can provide this support. If the support request is valid for the node and for the service, it's going to be delegated to the adequate, the appropriate support service or process. And then we have three different cases. So one may be the XIFI, maybe take into account by the XIFI expert of or let me say the architect, the architect of the federation. The problem might be related to the generic enablers, and then it's going to be the expert from FIWARE for this generic enabler who is going to take it into account, or maybe related to another XIFI node. Wow, maybe probably a master node. At this point, it's going to be delegated to the node. Then the future internet developer support, which is the kind of support that you are going to face when you are going to be full part of the FIWARE Lab Federation, not now. So this is the use case diagram. This is very basic, but just to start for a very basic process, and then we are going to deep a little bit in. So the first thing we do is the starting point is, okay, I have checked the documentation, I have analyzed what is happening, and I cannot get along with this. I submit a ticket. Then there's going to be an actor which is going to be the XIFI support, which is going to do the analysis, and will either provide a solution or forward to the expert the ticket. And the expert can be, as I say, there are three possible experts: is the architect or XIFI expert, FIWARE Lab expert, let me say it this way, the FIWARE expert, or the infrastructure expert. And the ticket should be provided to one of them, and it has to provide a solution for this ticket. Okay, so in a sequence diagram, this is the more or less what a basic sequence diagram. This is what can look like. We submit a ticket, and the analysis, first level of analysis, if the solution is identified, then we provide the solution and we close the ticket. Other way, if we don't identify the solution, we have to request the information to the expert, who is going to provide a new configuration, a patch, or whatever. Anyway, it has to provide a solution to the problem. The XIFI support should verify the solution provided, not just relay it, and then the solution is provided to the end user. Okay, how the levels of support are engaged on each. The support is being split on 3 levels, and when the user create the ticket, we enter and it is reported to the help desk. It enters the level 1, which is in course, which is under definition who is the team who is doing part of this first level. But certainly people from the infrastructure owners will be requested. I mean, people from the working on packet 5.3 is potentially is going to be requested for this potentially. So either we can resolve or either we transfer this to the level 2 support. Then on the level 2 support we have two threads depending on whether this belongs to infrastructure owner problem or is related more to the functionality. So depending on this, this is going to be sent to the expert and then to the expert of the level 3. And the idea, the main goal is at the end is to solve the ticket, depending on the source of the problem. But you will clearly be involved here on the can you see infrastructure? Yes, in this part. Every single infrastructure should have manpower to work here. And then this is another approach, but I say Federico maybe is too deep inside. This is the description of the workflow that is in course of definition on validation. So it's not the variant. How this is important for you in order to know the status that you have to apply to a ticket and how to transfer and what to do to how to complete the ticket within the Jira tool. So maybe not now, but when you will become an node, you will need to fully understand this schema to know how the transition has to be done and by who and to who you have to forward your ticket once you have treated it or analyzed it.